Do a real quick review on this Honda or a Jetta, Volkswagen Jetta. We actually turned our '09 Sport Wagon TDI in to get some repairs done on the emissions warranty. I'll talk to you more about that if you have one of those. For the update for the emissions. Anyway, and how well we've been taken care of on that. They gave us right away. They gave us this nice car to use, and this has the 1.4 liter engine. Recently, I've rented a Honda Civic, who was actually really good, and it's actually a really big car, even almost as big as this car is. And recently, we also rented a Nissan Rogue, and we also rented a Hyundai Elantra. I'm trying to think of the other cars we rented. I'll think of them in just a second. And a Toyota Yaris, the good old Toyota Yaris. And actually, the Honda actually got better gas mileage than the Toyota Yaris. And not long before that, we rented a Nissan Versa, and the Honda actually got better gas mileage than that too. So, this car, gas mileage is actually pretty good. I haven't been driving it myself. My wife's been driving it, but this is something that I was really impressed with. A few things that I was, the body style is kind of a little old as far as, it's kind of just it hasn't really been updated much. They did, if you look at the older Jetta, they actually increased the nose length, which, check this out, you can actually work on this car. There's the belt. There's all the room in the firewall. There's the turbo right on top. There's a quick release tube that comes off the top. The air cleaner just pops right off. It looks like a winner as far as working on this car. Volkswagen has very simple. They have the same water bottle. The timing belt's right here, not too hard to reach. Look at the room in the battery area. All this room in this car as far as the engine goes. They designed this car to work on a little bit more than the other models. If you look at the old TDIs, they're just jam full of engine. So this is kind of nice as far as that goes. The gas mileage on it's not bad. I'm going to have to drive it for power, so we're going to take a look at that in just a second, and we'll stay tuned for that. So one of the things I learned right away when I got in is this has a push button start. And I really don't like push button starts, but they do have an option. I noticed that you can get the car without the push button start, and I would definitely choose that option if I were going to buy it. But one of the reasons is you have to put your foot on the brake pedal before you can start the engine. Just so you know that if you're inside one of these things and you're going to drive it. It seems to have gotten pretty good gas mileage. It's not quite what the TDI does in the city, but power-wise, it seemed to be okay when my wife drove it. It does have the rear camera, which is kind of nice. Most of the new cars have that. The finish inside definitely outweighs the Hyundai. The Hyundai really kind of, to me, felt really cheap. The Elantra, and it just didn't feel like a really nice car. This car feels like a German engineered car. It has really nice finishes inside, and it has a really nice feel as far as the cars. I guess I'm impartial to them though because I have two of them. But compared to the Honda was actually pretty nice inside too. So it's almost the Honda Civic, which seems to be the older Honda Civics. The 2017 that we rented was, it was pretty big feeling inside. But it did have that really big console here. So it was I kind of like that a little bit, but then again, I don't like it. I'm not sure. It did have a really nice feel to it. It had decent headroom. It did have a nice, decent finish inside. It was definitely nicer than the Hyundai as far as finish goes. The reason, if you were looking at the Hyundai, the reason that you might want to lean that direction is because the warranty, if you don't know how to do any of your own work, I know how to do my own work, so I really wouldn't be interested in the warranty that much. I would be interested more in the engineering of the car and how it's built, and whether I'm going to keep it for a long time. And this car feels really nice as far as that goes. So I might, if I were to have to buy a gas engine car, which I'm going to try not to, this would be definitely on the list. Let's take a drive in it, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. All right, so real quick here, I got to be watch out around this corner up here. A lot of people come whipping around here. So also I'm kind of glancing down to make sure that we are in the photo. This car is very quiet. The engine, it feels a little bit, feels nice, has a good feel to it, nice and sturdy. Steering, and of course with Volkswagen, the handling of the steering of the car is really nice and tight. Compared to the Honda, almost the same. I do have to say, one of the things that I like about this car over the Honda definitely is the transmission shifting. Volkswagen's transmission shifting is really second to none with an automatic. The DSG just really has a nice feel. You put it into gear and you let off your brake, and the car it goes like you're letting out the clutch, because the DSG is not your standard automatic transmission. It's something on its own. Research that. Find out what you think of it. But anyway, we're going to jump on this thing here in a second once we get to a clear spot and see what the turbo feels like. I'd say, I tell you, my 09 TDI with the 1.9 with a 2.0 liter would leave this car in the dust. So, but it does feel nice. It is powerful. It isn't weak. It's definitely, I don't know if it's more powerful than I don't think it's quite more powerful than the Honda. I'm not sure, but the Honda does rev up a lot. So let's hit this thing open again, run it through. I'm going to start from a dead stop here. We're going to go for the 1-2 shift. A little slow on getting the boost up. The shifting is awesome. And we're going 60 uphill. Not bad. It's pretty quick, but it's definitely the 09 TDI would leave this thing short. It's got way more, well, maybe not now once they've done the emissions thing. So, but it was really fast and very torquey compared to this car. And this car has a bit of a turbo lag, I noticed right away with the 1.4. Or maybe they just have it, it feels like it's managed. It doesn't feel like there's lag in the turbo. It feels like engine management brings it on slow. So maybe that's part of the ESP setup or the anti-skidding type situation. But again, the steering, handling, incredible. Really good. Definitely better than the Honda. I have to say that part is really good about this car. Now, the thing I really don't like about this particular one is it's black, so it's really hot inside, so the air conditioning doesn't feel like it's doing much. Here we go again. Let's jump on it and feel that 1-2 shift. Screamy. And then that DSG doing its job, bringing on the turbo nice and slow. It's very, does not feel too punchy. It's just a real even pull. So it's not bad. I would definitely say this would be a very nice car. It definitely feels, as far as drivability and driving the car, a little better than the Honda. Definitely the Honda was just ring, 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 ring. Felt like had that CVT. It has a 6-speed CVT. I don't know what that is, but it definitely did not feel like this car has a real positive shifting. You feel that shift, and it's basically almost like a stick shift transmission shift. It almost lets off it automatically computerized lets off the gas and then matches the next gear, shifts, and then eases back on the boost. So that's what you feel when you're driving it. But anyway, if I were looking at a new car, which I'm not, I would definitely want to keep a diesel as long as I can because the gas mileage is pretty amazing. This car would be right up there near the top. I would say I might choose a Volkswagen. It definitely drives way better than. Let's see, I got the gas pump here. I'm going to put a little bit of gas in. It's been pretty good on gas too. My wife's been driving it quite a bit, and it's only used a quarter tank. Which our TDI goes forever on the tank of fuel, so it's hard to compare the two. But yeah, it's actually a really decent car. Now, if you're in Southern California, I would definitely, if you're going to do some haggling, I would definitely check out Carnally Volkswagen in Corona versus some of the other ones, especially if you're in the Riverside area. Definitely scoot on over there and check them out first. See if they can give you the best deal on one if you're looking at this car and contending it for purchase. The 1.4 liter is definitely an upgrade engine. I think they have another engine, but I would go for the 1.4 liter turbo, and I would stand free of this engine start-stop button. I find it to be pretty irritating, actually, and it just seems like one more thing to go wrong. Myself, the reason I want a key, it does come with a key fob and a key, which is for the doors, in case your battery's dead or something. If you were to get one with, the reason I would want a key is because if there's some reason this engine throttle sticks or something like that, I want something other than just a button to turn off the car. I want something that's very positive that just disconnects everything and automatically will turn the engine off. So that's why I'm interested. That's why I really like having a key versus a button. If you're into the technology, maybe you want the button. It's up to you. All right. Well, anyway, the Volkswagen 2009 or 2000. What is this thing? 2018. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is the 2017 Volkswagen Jetta. All right. Talk to you in the next video.